From backyard Barbies to volunteer halls, you can hear that spirit in the weekend calls. Doesn't take gold, just a soul that cares. They're doing good stuff everywhere.
They are doing good stuff everywhere. A couple of weeks ago, Neil, I found this gentleman as a guest on the Wednesday front page, and I thought...
9 o'clock every Wednesday morning with Rob Cameron.
Yes, at 9 o'clock on 94.7 The Pulse, the heartbeat of Geelong. And I said to myself, wouldn't this fellow be a wonderful guest for doing good stuff on the Two Blokes Chatting radio show? And Neil said, yeah, I agree. So he's here now. His name's Chris Henderson. He's from Freedom Sports Foundation. Chris, good morning and welcome.
Hello, boys. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure. Love what you do. And what you do is centred around very similarly to our earlier guest at 10 o'clock, John Jeffries from Taverners Australia, who inject around about $500,000 into Australian sporting groups to allow the opportunity for people to be involved in something that they wouldn't normally get the chance to do. And you're focused on people that do spend a portion or all of their life in a wheelchair, and they love a particular activity. In this case, Australian rules football is what we'll focus on, but the chance to have a bit of a frolic, and you're providing that through the Australian Freedom Sports Foundation. However, you're providing it from a case of great knowledge, because you yourself have made a name for yourself playing Australian rules footballs in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I guess I have, mate. It's really... Yeah, I mean, I was diagnosed with MS, as you know, a couple of years ago now, back in 2017, and so a couple of years to get my treatment, and then I got involved with Wheelchair AFL through Richmond initially, and now I'm the playing coach at Essendon, and so I've seen firsthand how powerful that is for us. And again, I get that playing in wheelchairs for a lot of kids is life, and that's okay, but when we connected with the AFL space, especially in this stage, it can be really powerful for these kids to feel that connection piece. So, yeah, we're really excited this year. We're launching Freedom Play here in Geelong, and it started last Tuesday. So every Tuesday night this year we're going to be playing wheelchair footy out at Coria Leisure Time Centre, and it's going to be amazing to see. We've got an adult session starts at 2:30, and then kids at sort of 4 o'clock, and they're going to jump in our chairs, and we're going to have a go at a variety of different sports. But, yeah, the kids love the Wheelchair AFL. They treat it like it's a game of human dodgem cars, but they love throwing the balls around, and it's full contact, and so they love all that side of it as well, I guess.
So we've seen basketball played in wheelchairs, and I've seen a bit of wheelchair rugby. I haven't seen Australian rules football played out of a wheelchair, so just explain the way the game is actually played. Yeah,
so obviously... And a lot of people who come and see it for the first time think that obviously we don't kick, obviously, being in chairs. We're strapped in, so we are really, really strapped into our chairs, so they become an extension of our bodies. So for us, a hand pass is a kick, and an underarm throw is a hand pass. We play on a basketball court at the end of the court, so goals and point posts like we would in normal footy, so an underarm throws play on. A hand pass is like you've taken a mark, you go back behind the mark and have a ping. And again, goals, 6 points. So it's exactly the same as footy in that regard. They give us a second or two if we get tackled to get rid of the ball, or otherwise it's holding the ball. And it is, as I said, full contact. So basketball, I play basketball. Obviously, I captain the Geelong side here as well in our state wheelchair basketball league in Victoria, so I play basketball as well, which is non-contact by definition, but footy is full throttle at each other, and it's and that's what I think a lot of the people who do get to come and see it. And last year we did play a round at Corio, so this year I'm not sure if the league's announced a fixture yet for 26, but yeah, we got to play Collingwood down here last year, which was an incredible atmosphere at the stadium, and a lot of people came down to watch it. In fact, my Geelong kids took on the rest of the world, and they gave the Melbourne kids a touch up. So a lot of talented young boys and girls sports boys down here in chairs. So, yeah, it was an amazing day.
So a person who's never seen a game, I get the ball in the back line. Can I just go hell for leather, put the ball on my lap and go downtown, as our friends on the TV would call it? Or is there a limit to how far you can carry it? You clearly can't bounce the ball.
Yeah, you can. We do bounce, and so some of us do. You also, if you get 2 pushes, then you've got to touch the ball on the wheel. And then we also are all coloured, so we'll wear wristbands. So I am your stereotypical plugger, if you will. So I'm fairly deep in the forward line, and so I'll put it on my head. And so only the 2 forwards can score goals.
Right.
2 defenders will be in red, and they can only go on the back 2/3. And then we have a centre ruck who can go everywhere. And and again, I sort of talk around that crash and bash stuff, which people love, but there is a bit of technicalness to it with regards to the way we move the ball up, and there's some nuanced stuff. It's very similar to footy in that regard. It's we'll try to, the centres will pick and shepherd and block for the forwards, and then the defenders are trying to spoil, and so it's so we're allowed 2 pushes, and we've got to bounce it or touch the ball on the wheel, and then. And it would be pretty rare you'd get more than 4 pushes out before you'd get smashed and tackled. So,
please explain the concept of a tackle. How does that work?
You smash into one another.
Literally. I mean, if I touch someone, and that would be just a tap on their arm or shoulder or back or leg or something, that would be holding the ball. But invariably, when we're playing seniors in the championship, so again, there's 5 teams in the comp. Obviously, Essendon, Richmond, Collingwood, St Kilda and Hawthorn are the teams in the league at the moment. No Geelong yet, so we're still waiting for that day. But at that sort of championship level, it would be just full throttle into each other. And I mean, I've come out of my chair so regularly because we get smashed into, and so if you hit someone in the right spot, you'll tip them out of their chair, and that's what the crowd loves, I think, sometimes.
Now, the previous conversation, I was really pleased to say that these teams that you mentioned, the 5 teams, they are definitely attached to and auspiced by the AFL clubs. So you've got a real connection to the Essendon Football Club in your role as coach of the wheelchair team.
I was there yesterday, and I was at photos with Isaac Kako and a few of the boys. So the connection piece, and especially, and again, all of the 5 clubs do it pretty well these days, but I mean, certainly my experiences at Richmond and now at Essendon have been, if Craig Vozzo was on now, he would have said, and again, our new CEO's just been appointed last week, but Craig was very strong on the fact that Essendon has 5 football teams, 2 men, 2 women and a wheelchair team, and so, and Richmond was exactly the same. They act like there's 5 teams inside the footy clubs, and that's how we treat it. So we are absolutely the same. We have our best and fairest with the VFL men, women. We had a table at the Sid Crichton Medal with the best and fairest last year. I was up on stage doing presentations and talking about the season, like all the coaches were, and even like Brad has a contract with a sponsor. For a coach's sponsor, which is then extended to me as well. So when I'm out in public, I have to wear the sponsored gear, as all coaches at Essendon are required to do. So again, just that, that inclusiveness is really important, that we are a part of the club. And I think that's not only for the broader community, but I think for the players and the people who connected with us, it's really important that they see that as well.
How can locals connect with the Freedom Sports Foundation, and maybe get that Geelong team happening more quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. We're catching up with some MPs this week to discuss that more. Certainly, you can ring me, and my mobile number is 0417 436 363 or 0417 Hendo. Our email, hello@freedomsportsfoundation.com.au. You message there. We've had people in the last couple of days emailing us about booking in for Tuesday, both adults and kids, and it doesn't even have to be people with disabilities as well. You might just want to come down and have a go. As I said, the adults are on at 2:30 and the kids are at 4 o'clock, and we'll have all the equipment there. We've got players that are coming down to help me, and so we encourage everyone to come down and have a look, because it's going to be a great way for people to have a go. And again, we've got little boys who are in chairs, and their brothers come along and play it. And it's one chance for them to all play the sport together. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to, because the youngest boy is in a chair, obviously, so he can't go and play footy, but they can all play wheelchair footy, so that's why they love it. So, So yeah, come along on Tuesday, as I said, Croy. We'd love to see as many people come down and have a look. And again, no expectations. If you don't love it, that's okay. Come down and say hi anyway. And but yeah, hopefully we get a few more come along on Tuesday, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Chris. We've run out of time. You can tell it's an AFL auspiced competition because there's no interstate sides. Ooh, we'll talk to you another time. See you, mate.
Thanks, Rob. See you, mate.